Haha. Alright, hello everyone. Darkside Phil here, and welcome to the Weekend Preview. Today is Sunday, October 2nd, 2016, and I'm really excited and positive for a lot of reasons. There's a lot of fun, great stuff going on right now that's just about to start a big wave of new content, new games. In fact, later this week, begins the pattern, the hardcore gaming season, which typically would have taken place a lot earlier in the year, starts this week, and literally from this week until, say, mid-December, there will be brand new game releases every single week, sometimes multiple game releases every week, and I'm going to be here every day on live stream, on demand, in videos on DSP Gaming. I'm also going to be doing edited content for you over on KO Gaming, including reviews of all these upcoming new releases. Keep in mind, my year-end videos will be on KO Gaming this year, and that's going to be great to do all those series with a new audience, right? I've got some 20,000 some people over there, a lot of which are their newcomers who don't even know much about me and are enjoying that content. And it's going to be cool to be doing that on a new channel. And of course, here on the King of Hate Vlogs, you're going to see all kinds of holiday themed stuff coming up shortly, right? Typically for Halloween, maybe I do something. If we do some Halloween decor this year, we're thinking about carving a pumpkin and stuff like that. And obviously Christmas is coming up. So the next few months are going to be in full swing. I'm going to be super duper busy. Okay. And I know that most of you are going to be affected by the big thing in gaming right now. Everyone is terming Broketober, because there's so many games that are high-profile game releases that people have been interested in for years that are finally releasing in October. It seems like it's almost impossible to be able to afford all of these releases all at once. So, I am here to help ease that pain, because I'll be covering all those games, and maybe you'll be able to see firsthand as I cover these games whether or not it's a game you'd like to check out yourself, or just watch a playthrough of, or completely avoid altogether after seeing a few videos of it, right? So, it's going to be a crazy month, all right? I'm going to outline right now how this week is going to work, all right? And then I'm going to talk a little bit about some good news in regards to Patreon, because yes, it is a new month, being October. It means that we have an update regarding last month's Patreon goals. It's a positive, great news, by the way. I also have a hint at what the next goal will be, and I'll be setting that up in the next few days. But anyway, I'd rather cover the schedule first, so let's get to that, all right? So, the bottom line is, this first week of October, there's a big new release coming up later in the week. But that's the only major new release that's really coming out this week. There is another one, and I'll talk about it later on in this video. But the question is, what will I be doing between now and then? It's Sunday night. The big high-profile new release isn't out till Friday. What will I be doing? Well, first of all, I'm actually in the middle of 3 different playthroughs right now. Okay, the current games that I am playing are, number 1, Forza Horizon 3. Excuse me. The first racing game that I've played in a long time. And I'll be honest with you, I do think the game has positives and negatives. There's some things about the game I absolutely love, and there's a few things about the game that I think just suck. I don't know why they're in there, or why they kind of shove it down your throat that you have to try to do some of this stuff. But overall, I've really been enjoying the experience. The fact that it's driving around in all these different kinds of cars. There's races that are different kinds of races. There's stunt jumps. There's all this fun stuff. I've really been enjoying it, and I hope that for those that have been following the playthrough, that you're liking it. If you haven't checked out the playthrough yet, if you've been asking, gee, I want something refreshing and different from Phil, that is it, because that is very different from any of the games that I would cover, you know, in my kind of comfort zone. The past 4 or 5 years, really, I haven't done a major driving game and covered it, you know what I mean? So check that out if you haven't yet. In addition to that, I am at the very end of Banjo-Kazooie HD, the remaster that came out with the Rare Replay Collection last year. If you're not aware, that was actually a celebratory game playthrough, because I hit my funding goal on Patreon last month. Well, technically now it's 2 months ago. In August, that was the reward. That's what patrons voted on and wanted, and I've been working on it, and I'm at the very end. So one more session, and that's going to be wrapped up. And then today on stream, I started a second run through Dead Rising Remastered, the New Game Plus run, where I'm using all of the stuff that I earned in my first run through of the game in this second one. And boy, holy crap, is it literally a polar opposite style experience doing this once you know where the items are, once you have better speed so you can get through the mall quicker, more damage, more inventory space. Oh my god. It makes the game actually kind of fun. which was the problem with my first run through that game. It was too cryptic. The annoyance of not having all these abilities that you really need to succeed in the game, the fact you don't know where any of the items are, you got to find these abusable tactics to kill bosses and stuff. Now it's like, wow, night and day. And the stream chat today helped me to try to locate the things that I didn't do, and already I found many survivors that I didn't help in my first run through, and I fought a new psychopath. So that's cool. I'm finding the stuff that I didn't do in my first run and experiencing it all, which is kind of neat. So, I got 3 things going on right now. So the way I want to approach it is this. I do want to continue on with both Forza and with Dead Rising this week. I feel that both games are entertaining, and I'm enjoying both of them. Now, with Forza Horizon, I don't know how long the game is, okay? It's actually hard to read because the way that the game works is you have a hub, and you do all these races and stunts and things around the hub, and then you up your number of fans, okay? That's basically how you mark progression in the game. Once you hit a number of fans, you can either expand this festival of events to another part of Australia, which is where the game takes place, or you can expand this one hub that you're already at and just basically have more events around it. And I've been doing this now. I played it for, what, I think 3 sessions? So 3 sessions, that's a good, 9 hours of gameplay. And there's no telling how far I really am. Is there going to be another 9 hours to beat this thing? Is there a definitive ending, or is it just kind of go infinitely? You know what I mean? I'm sure eventually there's probably stops expanding, but there are big chunks of the map I haven't even explored yet. So I'm thinking there's still a lot more to go. So, I definitely want to continue on with that. Obviously, the Dead Rising run is going to be interesting because I'm doing stuff I didn't do in the first run. But the other thing is, oh my god, is it much quicker now? Like, I'm going way fast through the game. Today, in 3 hours of playing it, I probably did what I did in like 7 hours of my first run. That's how fast things are advancing because I have the better abilities. I'm able to get from point A to point B. I'm saving all these people. I'm just zooming right through all the boss fights. So, that's a good thing. It means that there's progress. It's a very different experience than the first run. Banjo I'm going to beat. One more session, it's over. There's no way that's going to take more than one more session. So the way I want to approach it is this. Tonight, Sunday night, I am going to put a poll up on my Twitter, right down here, @TheyCallMeDSP on Twitter. The poll's going to say, do you want to see more Dead Rising Remastered or more Forza on Monday's gameplay stream? And it will be in the hands of you, the viewers, voting on this poll to determine what I play on stream tomorrow. Monday night, I'm going to be finishing Banjo-Kazooie, alright? So, that's the deal. That's kind of how it's going to happen. Tuesday, I'm probably going to do whatever didn't happen on Monday. So, let's say, for example, tomorrow everyone votes for Forza. Okay, then Tuesday I'll play more Dead Rising, alright? Now, what I'd like to do this week is do a video for KO Gaming about Forza Horizon 3. Now, I'm going to be honest here with everyone. I actually don't think that I'm qualified to review the game. And I know a lot of people might say, wow, Phil's actually going to, step up and say that. Yeah, and the bottom line is I don't know enough about cars. I don't know enough about other games in the Forza series. And I haven't played an actual kind of driving simulation style game like this in so long. I don't even have a frame of reference to compare Forza Horizon 3 to anything else. So what I want to do is I want to do a video on KO Gaming telling you what I like and dislike about the game, but I don't want to do it as an official review. It'll be more like an impressions or mini review where I just tell you if I like the game or what I don't like about the game, and I'm not going to give it a number score because I think that would be completely unfair because I don't have anything else to compare it to. You know what I mean? So at some point this week, I want to work on that, all right? I don't know when that's going to be. It could be Tuesday night. It could be later in the week. I don't know. The other thing is, vlogging. I really haven't done a lot of vlogging recently. Besides last week, I did do a new episode of Ask the King right here on the King of Hate Vlogs. But I haven't had an opportunity to do any other kind of vlogging recently. So I'm thinking maybe if my Loot Gaming crate arrives this week, maybe I'll do the Loot Gaming unboxing because I just did a Loot Anime unboxing. And now I'm waiting for the Loot Gaming to come, which is supposed to arrive shortly. Maybe there'll be a hot topic that happens this week, and I want to talk about it. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So I'm going to leave that on the table. That could happen this week as well. But I'm going to play it by ear. I'm going to play it by ear and see how we go. Because the bottom line is, what I'm working on right now, the Dead Rising Remastered second run and Forza have to both wrap up by Friday. So that'll allow me to explain why everything has to wrap up by Friday. Ooh, excuse me. Because on Friday, oh my god, I just ate dinner, excuse me. On Friday is the release of the new release for this week, Mafia III. I'm super pumped for this one. Number one, because Mafia 2 I just played earlier this year. I actually really enjoyed it. I was like loving the playthrough, and people who watched that playthrough even said that that was like a classic style playthrough, a throwback to the old style games that I used to play and the fun I used to have on YouTube when I started with games that were open world kind of sandbox style games. If you didn't see the Mafia 2 playthrough, I'm going to take this opportunity right now to strongly recommend you check it out on DSP Gaming before Mafia 3 this Friday. Just, if you're not interested in Forza, you're not interested in Dead Rising Second Run, that is something you should definitely watch, because that was a great playthrough, and I'm glad it gave me the background to prepare for this one coming up on Friday, okay? Now, here's the thing, and you might not have heard about this. They haven't sent out any review copies. They're not going to send out any review copies. Yeah, I know. Some people might say, what? Why? I don't know. And it could be alarming. I don't know. Sometimes when they don't send out review copies, it's like they're trying to hide something, right? They're trying to hide something from the mainstream media. Then again, earlier this year, Doom, the new Doom game came out, did not send out review copies. That game was outstanding. It was by far, hands down, one of my favorite games this year. And I think in that case, what it is they didn't want to have it go out there and have a bunch of, I hate to say it, but a lot of the mainstream gaming media, what they try to do is they try to take a game like Doom, where there's not a lot of super AAA hype or budget or anticipation, and they like to nitpick the fuck out of it. It plays too much like an old school game, you know, and I've seen it before. Sorry, IGN fucking loves to do this. They put one reviewer that doesn't even understand the fucking game, right? Has no frame of reference of what the game is or how to fucking review it, because they don't even understand the old Doom games, and they'll play it as, I didn't like it. And then everyone follows suit and pans the game. I think that's what it was with Doom. They were afraid that was going to happen, being it's been so long since we've seen a Doom game. Maybe that's what it is with Mafia 2, because, Mafia 3. Keep in mind, Mafia 2 was, 2009, I think? So you're talking a good 7-8 years, since the last installment. So, of course, maybe they're worried again. If we bring back this franchise after so long and people play it and they're not going to get it, so let's just have them judge it on their own merits, right? I don't know. It could be something completely opposite, like they're trying to fool us and not let advanced reviews go out there and think that it's great and then we all buy it and it sucks. I don't know. We're going to find out firsthand on Friday when I start covering Mafia 3. All right? So, the way it's going to work is Monday, it's going to be whatever you vote for and the conclusion of Banjo-Kazooie. Tuesday will be the opposite of what I did on stream Monday. I'm not sure what I'm doing Tuesday night. Wednesday, kind of the same thing. Wednesday, Thursday will be the continuation of those playthroughs. If I need to, I'll do second sessions as well to wrap those up before Friday, because everything has to finish by Friday. By the way, Thursday I cannot do a second session, because Thursday I'm actually going out with Leanna, and we're going to go to a local pumpkin patch and pick a pumpkin for Halloween. We're actually going to do a jack-o'-lantern this year, because last year we didn't get to do one for various reasons, so this year we're going to do one, and we're going to go pick one from a local place, support the local businesses. So that's Thursday night. So Thursday night there will not be a second session. So what it's looking to me like is maybe Tuesday I do a gameplay stream and I do kind of that impressions review of Forza for KO Gaming, and then maybe Wednesday's like a double day, so I finish one thing, and then maybe Thursday I do another stream of something else. Friday, all day will be Mafia 3. I'm going to do a gameplay stream at my normal time, starting around noon Pacific time, 3 to 3.5 hours, and then I'm going to come back at night and do another stream. Okay, so doubling down on Friday with Mafia 3. Same thing on Saturday. I'm going to be going all in on Mafia 3. Another day where I'm going to be doing a major gameplay stream, and I may probably do some more gameplay at night of Mafia 3. And the same thing, Sunday will not be a double stream. It'll just be a single stream. And I'm hoping, honestly, to wrap up Mafia 3 on Monday. Now, you may say to yourself, so basically you're starting on Friday and you want to finish it by Monday. That's crazy. Why are you going through the game so quickly? Because I just told you, we have non-stop new releases for the next several weeks. And next week, so not this coming Tuesday, but the week after, that Tuesday, Gears of War 4 and WWE 2K17. Oh, by the way, later that week is the release of the PlayStation VR, which I'm going to be covering pretty in depth. I'm going to be playing all the demos and games that are available for it when I get it, because I'm supposed to be getting it on a release day. I'm not sure what time, but they said I'm going to get the hardware from Best Buy on release day. I'm going to hook it up and unbox. I'll do unboxings and all of that. It's going to be a really fun coverage of this new hardware, because I haven't done a new hardware coverage event in years, right? Hasn't been any new hardware to cover. So that's exciting. But the bottom line is, Mafia 3 has to be done before the new releases, because I'm already going to only have Tuesday and Wednesday to focus on the new releases. Then the PSVR is going to come out, and then it's going to be all jumbled for the next week or so. So I need to get Mafia 3 done by Monday night. Okay? Now, I don't know if this means I'm even going to have time to review it in time. If, let's say I play all day Friday, all day Saturday, a mainstream on Sunday, and I could finish it on Monday, then I could review it Monday night. Perfect. But I'm not guaranteeing that. I certainly don't want to skip. Let's say I'm playing the game and I'm enjoying it, right? I don't want to rush through it and purposely skip content for the sake of finishing it for the review. I hate fucking reviewers that do that shit. When you're enjoying an experience, right? And you just purposely skip on things because you have a timeline or a deadline, you're missing the game experience. You're missing out. And I hate reviewers that do that. And you can tell when you read the reviews when they're not hitting upon certain things that you personally saw firsthand in your own gameplay experience. Like, did they not play the whole game? You know? And I see it all the time with these mainstream reviews. I don't want to be like that. I don't want to rush through it. So, if I don't finish Mafia 3 by the end of Monday, it will continue, but it's going to have to be balanced with stuff later on. But from what I'm thinking, think about this. 3 to 5 hours, or excuse me, probably around 5 to 6 hours of gameplay on Friday, probably around 5 hours on Saturday, so you're talking 11 hours already, another 3 hours on Sunday, another 3 hours on Monday, give or take, because I might, play a little bit longer or whatever if I absolutely need to. I'm pretty confident that I could probably get around 20 hours of gameplay in from Friday to Monday. And I'm pretty sure that the game probably won't be longer than 20 hours long. I mean, Mafia 2 wasn't longer than 20 hours long. I don't expect Mafia 3 to be, incredibly longer than that. Unless they do pad it with some repetitive side missions and stuff, which I don't always do. Because if I'm not finding that it actually does significantly add to the gameplay experience, then I won't waste my time with the repetitive grinding stuff, right? So here's hoping, if there is side content, it's meaningful. And it's not just a grind. There you have it. So, that's kind of the plan. Let me quickly review again, because I know it's kind of confusing. Tomorrow, Monday, is going to be whatever wins the poll, plus Banjo-Kazooie's conclusion. Tuesday, gameplay stream, the opposite of whatever I did Monday, and probably Tuesday night, I'll start working on my Forza Horizon 3 thoughts/review for KO Gaming. Wednesday will be another gameplay stream of either Dead Rising or Forza. And Wednesday night's up in the air right now. It could be another session, or it could be, something else, or working on that impressions video. Thursday will be another gameplay stream of either Dead Rising or Forza. And Friday will be the premiere of Mafia 3 all day long. Saturday, Mafia 3 all day long. Sunday, Mafia 3 on my one stream. And then Monday, Mafia 3. And if I need to, I'll do it all day long. If not, if I have time, I will review the game. So that's what you can expect in the next week, until we get to the new releases next week of Gears of War 4 and WWE and the PSVR, and we'll talk more about that in next week's Weekend Preview as we get closer, all right? All right, so now to finish the Weekend Preview video this week, the one thing that I would like to talk about a little bit is Patreon, right over here, patreon.com/DarkSidePhil. The good news is, we hit the funding goal for the month of September. It went up, it went down, it went up, it went down, it went up, it went down. I know it's confusing. People are going to that page, and you're seeing the total go up. Oh, we hit the goal. Then it goes down again. Then it goes up and down. The reason being is because when someone pledges to my Patreon now, okay, it shows immediately in the total. But if they decide, well, I just pledged $20, but I don't want to pledge $20 again next month. I only did it for this month's goal, so let me lower my amount. And then they do that, then the total goes down. And I talked to Patreon about this, and they're not going to fix it. They basically were like, listen, you're one of the few people who's doing the upfront charges. When people pledge to Patreon, it immediately charges them, so that way it gets rid of pledge fraud, which I was getting massive amounts of in previous months and ever since I started with Patreon last year. And it sucks because now the total goes like this, and you can never tell if we hit the goal. The good news is we absolutely 100% hit the funding goal for September, which means just how I'm doing the Banjo-Kazooie event now, there will be an event on October 31st of this month, the Halloween Horror Marathon. Right now, when I'm done with this video, I'm going to be heading over to Patreon.com, and I'm going to be messaging you, the patrons, from September who need to get me their information so I can get your forum accounts upgraded so you can start doing things such as nominating the horror games for the marathon and even posting up maybe some questions for your Ask the King. But the next episode of Ask the King is going to be on Thanksgiving Day, which is Thursday, November 24th, by the way. So you can post up your questions for that already. And obviously there's going to be other perks that patrons are owed. Some patrons are going to get private Q&A videos and stuff like that. So I need to make sure everyone gets their perks in a timely manner. So I'll be sending PMs out to everyone who I need information from to get get them their perks tonight. Please respond as soon as possible. If I can get all the responses in by, say, Wednesday, I'll send them right to my webmaster. He'll get to work, and then you can start nominating games. In fact, tonight I'm going to create the the thread on the kingofhate.com forum so that people can start nominating games ahead of time if they already had the premium forum access from a previous pledge a month before. So, the good news is we're in full swing now. The horror themes are starting up, right? It's funny because Leanna and I just started watching shows like The Twilight Zone and Alfred Hitchcock Presents. We're gonna watch some horror themed stuff tonight, like movies and stuff. We love it. We love October. We really do. So over the next 2 weeks, patrons are gonna be nominating horror themed games for this new marathon coming up. Now, I just want to preface this. The games that are eligible must be games that are readily available, meaning either they're games that you can get for, say, PS3 or Xbox 360, PS4, Xbox One, or they're easily downloadable on things like PSN or Xbox Live. You know, if it's an older game, Xbox One compatible game, or original Xbox compatible game on the Xbox 360 that you can download. Same thing with PSN. Maybe the PS1 or PS2 game you can download virtually over PSN. Okay. And PC games to a point. And what I say by that is, if it's a PC game that's not graphically intensive, all right, then I consider doing it. But if it's a PC game, it has 1080p, 60 frames per second, insanely, detailed horror graphics, it's not going to work. Because I can't stream and record that at the same time on my PC. I can't. It doesn't handle it. So, that being said, primarily it's going to be console games that I'm hoping will get nominated, and hopefully it's things I can get easily. If not, if a few PC games get nominated, I'll have to look into them and see if they're things that I can viably play for the marathon, all right? Then after around 2 weeks of patrons nominating these games, I'm going to tally up the nominations and put a poll up on the forums where the patrons will then be voting on, out of those, say 3 or 4, which will be played during the Halloween Horror Marathon. It's going to take place on Halloween Day, which if you're not aware, Halloween Day is a Monday, October 31st. And I'm going to have a webcam going, and I'm going to be dressed up in costume. Now I'm going to start going out and looking for costumes to wear on this special event. I'm very excited. I love Halloween. It's going to be a lot of fun to dress up and play horror games with you guys all that day. And I think it's going to be much better than last year's marathon because I'm playing 3 to 4 games, so we'll switch it up if there's something boring. By the way, there is still a strong rumor that the Friday the 13th game that we saw footage of at E3 is coming out sometime this month, but it doesn't have a release date. Like, they still didn't give it a solid release date, yet they're still saying it's coming out in October. I'm kind of skeptical. I mean, that would obviously be the perfect kind of game to play on this marathon, right? But there's no guarantee that it's actually coming out. If it is, then obviously that's a shoo-in, but we'll see what happens, okay? So, that is happening. Now, in regards to this month, the month of October, obviously it's a new month, which means a new monthly goal and everything for Patreon. It's going to be the same goal it's always been. I'm not changing it or anything like that. And I have an idea. I think what I would like to do is to maybe have a return to indies. If you don't know, indie games. I haven't played indie games in a long time. The last indie game marathon that I did was early on this year. And I've actually heard that there's been something like this game, Darkest Dungeon, that people asked me to play a bunch of times previously, but I never had a chance to. Apparently it was just released for PS4, and there's been a few other big indie-style releases that have been released this year that people have been interested in if I would play them, and I never got a chance to. This could be the opportunity if we hit a goal and I do an indie marathon, say, at the end of November. That could be pretty awesome. And I think that's what it's going to be. I haven't made the title card or anything for it yet. I'm throwing that out there. I think people would be willing to see, oh man, Phil playing indie games. And by the way, I think I already also know what the December kind of event will be, but I'm not going to spoil that yet. I'll hold off and just hype on this month's before I get ahead of myself. So, the first week of October is going to be full of good stuff. Continuing and finishing playthroughs, a kind of mini review on KO Gaming, my coverage of Mafia 3 all weekend long, leading into next week. And then next week, big new releases again, new hardware. It's going to be crazy. And this whole month, I swear, this whole month is going to go by like that. Because this is what happens during the hardcore gaming season. When all the new releases are out, it just, whoop, in the blink of an eye, the whole month is gone. And I almost guarantee that's how this month is going to happen. Okay? All right, so that is it for the weekend preview. Thank you, everyone. Please spread the word amongst everyone that there's new releases this week that I'll be covering. Because what happens is, it's been a slow summer. There haven't been a lot of people around because there haven't been a lot of big releases. People would come out when there's a new release and this is disappointing. And I agree. The new releases for the past few months have been disappointing. Let's get head first into the new ones, and hopefully we get, out of all the new stuff coming out in October, there's got to be a few good ones, right? There's got to be a few golden nuggets hidden in these games that are going to blow us away, and I hope that it's a fun month solely because of that, okay? Thank you for being patient over a slow summer. It is now time to begin with the crazy-ass gaming coverage that you know me for every single year. Alright, that's it. Without further ado, to end the video, thank you to the following September patrons who made this upcoming horror marathon possible. Thank you, everyone. I will see you tomorrow for new gameplay. I'll see you for Friday for Mafia 3. Peace out, and happy autumn. It's now in full swing. Get those pumpkins out. Get those dried leaves. The scarecrows. It is time. Halloween's almost upon us. Prepare yourselves. All right. See you later.